Tiera, it's such a pleasure to be sitting here with you. I want to start off by talking, obviously, about the Whistler Film Festival.
Yes, of course.
You have a part in Prodigals.
I do.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
About my part or about the movie?
Both.
My part in the movie actually is quite small. I play a bartender who has like a very brief interaction with the lead guy, who's played by David Alpay. Um, the movie is very special to me because actually my fiance produced it and he acts in it as well. It was like his baby. I watched him like bring it up from the beginning with the script and get all the stuff together, and so for me it's more special that way than you know.
It was so well done, too. I mean, I don't want to give anything away, but just the whole way through, you're cheering for the main character, and
Oh
you're like,
yeah.
I hope that this all works out the way it should. It makes you sort of change your mindset on court cases,
Yeah.
and how things happen.
Yeah.
You're hearing all about it from the beginning of script writing, I guess,
Yeah.
until the end of production. What did you think when you finally got to sit down and watch it all come together?
Well, I thought it was amazing. I got to I was on set for a couple of days, and then I also went to set and just watched a lot of it come together myself. And being a part of that whole process yeah, it's wonderful. And the whole thing is made by my friends, like, and people that I love. So watching everybody like put so much heart and soul and passion into it was just like really, really cool. And then now having it be here and us all tonight getting to sit together and watch it, I'm just like, I've got goosebumps thinking about it.
And it's funny because watching the film, I got to see a screener of it, and I was so happy to see it. It was one of those films that just gave you the excitement to do what you do and to talk about the film. I was a little bit shocked that your part was so small because here you are, Whistler Film Festival, you're a star to watch. Is it just because it was your hubby's project and you decided that it was all him?
Well, I mean, the uh, the the role itself is small. I wanted to, we wanted me to be able to be a part of the film in some way. And we're like, what role can we give her? And it was just like, a little fun cameo. And it's really lovely to be a part of it, and even more wonderful that it's here. It's definitely more like his passion project, but it's like an honor to be able to be here as a rising star and to help represent it. And I think that the two of us going to the premiere tonight and everything together it's really cool. It's really special.
Rising Star, we have to talk about Riverdale. It would be silly not to. Um, that show is blown up. Did you ever expect this?
I think there was a part of us that thought that we kind of had a small idea that it would. I mean, being how big the Archie comics were. I was a huge Archie comic fan as a kid growing up. I read them a ton. And so for us, I mean, for me, when I got cast as a role, I wasn't even as excited about the fact that I was like, I'm a reoccurring on a TV show. It was more like, I get to be a part of the Archie comics, which was like such a huge part of my childhood. I felt like a 10-year-old again. I was like freaking out. Yeah, it's wonderful. Like I think it is definitely blown up far beyond all of our expectations, which is amazing. And it still continues to with the new season, and like every episode, the viewing just like keeps going up and up, which is just like unreal. So I think we're all very grateful for that.
And your role as Polly, I'm sure there's certain things you're not allowed to say, but she's a huge part of the show and the plot itself. What was it like walking into that and having to take your character to that step?
Well, it was, it was a little bit overwhelming at first because I, as I started watching the show once season one started to air, I actually wasn't aware of how much Polly was talked about and how vital she was to Betty's storyline. And so when I came in, it was still kind of like I was figuring out everything as it went, and as I was, getting new scripts every week. And but yeah, as it's gone, it's like it's crazy. Yeah, so I was overwhelmed but very excited.
So, without telling us anything that's going to happen in the future, is there something that you would love to see Polly do in coming episodes? Maybe not even like next week, but 5 years down the road.
I'd really like to adventure more into, a little bit more of the history of Polly's relationship with her parents. I think there's a lot of stuff there that's unspoken, and maybe something with when she has her babies and that, comes out that's, maybe something that brings the family together, and maybe learn a little bit more about Polly's past, because all we've really learned is, about her and Jason, but like, what else? Like, what else has happened? And what about like the family relationship? And, it'd be interesting also to see how she deals with motherhood. I'm excited to see if that's something that ever gets explored, because, she has twins.
What do you think of the dark turn that it's taken?
I think we all kind of, a part of us all knew that it was going to go there. I mean, season 1 was a little darker than obviously the comic books were. And then season 2 has like definitely like, we're like, okay, we're doing this. We're going dark. We're doing it. But I think it's good. I think it's really exciting for all the characters, and you really get to see a different side of them where they have to, band together to kind of get through this tough time.
And you really have no idea who's doing what as far as the dark people go.
Exactly. You're like, wait, who? Wait, everybody could be bad for all we know.
All right, so we're going to get back to the Whistler Film Festival. This is amazing. Must be an honor. You started acting when you were 7.
Yeah.
Was it in your mind before you were scouted?
Honestly, I got scouted dancing in a group of kids, and an agent came up to my mom and was like, "Is that your daughter? She's really cute. She'd be great for commercials." And my mom was kind of like, "Okay." I'm like, "What?" So I just started off doing commercials, and my parents didn't really know if it was something that I was going to continue to do, or if it was just, a hobby, if I was going to grow out of it. I started studying it more seriously when I was about 12 years old, and kind of haven't stopped. And that's kind of like when it like really took form, and I was like, okay, I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to be an actor.
And now here you are, you're progressing in great ways. Yeah. What does the Whistler Film Festival, aside from, being a part of a project, what does it mean to you?
I think a part of, being a part of the Whistler Film Festival and the Whistler Film Festival itself is so awesome, because it really, really champions Canadian filmmakers and Canadian artists and writers, and and I think that is something that's hugely important. I'm a Canadian. I grew up in Vancouver, so for me, it's like, I'm like, yes, let's do this. Like, let's champion our Canadians. Let's, make our stand and like make our voice heard and our movies heard and seen. And I think it's wonderful. And
there's so much Canadian talent in this festival this year. It's incredible how we've sort of taken over. Why do you think that that's happened this year? Why not before?
I just think this festival keeps growing, and it keeps getting bigger and better, and I think it's getting more recognized, and it's just growing. I think that's a big part of why, and we're like, getting more recognized and well known, and I think that's a big part of like people being like, "Oh, I want to be a part of this festival. I want to be there." You know what I mean? So
it's true. Yeah. It's great, and I'm excited to be a part of it. Yeah. You have another project that's been accepted to Sundance. Yeah. Tell us about that.
We actually just found out, it just got announced yesterday. It's called Summer of '84. It's a thriller about a group of boys who think that their next door neighbor is a serial killer. I play like the lead guy's love interest and like the kind of like the B storyline, but yeah, we're really excited. It's in the midnight section, and we're all going to head up to Sundance in a couple of weeks for the premiere of that one.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, what's it like to have so many projects on the go at the same time?
Right now, I'm like still trying to play like catch up. Like I'm just like overwhelmed with like gratitude and excitement for it all. And it's also another project that my fiance produced with Bright Light Pictures and Gunpowder and Sky in LA. And it's just like, it's really fun to be able to go on this adventure with him and like have these projects together. But yeah, it's amazing. It's a juggling act, but it's fun.
When he's producing, when he's deciding what to produce, are you right there with him, reading the scripts and giving him that extra push?
I mean, he has so many scripts that he reads that I could never keep up. But when he's really passionate about something, he's like, I really like this. He'll ask for my opinion, and I'll read it. And I'm usually like, yeah, it's great. But yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I can't wait to hopefully see that one as well.
It's a good one. It's really good.
I have to ask you one more question. It's about your socks. I think that socks tell a lot about a person. Okay. And I'd like to know what type of socks you wear.
I actually think I'm wearing my sister's socks, which I stole from her, and they have pineapples on them. So.
Do they both match?
They both do match, yeah.
And do you tend to steal her socks often?
Actually, no. I think this is probably the only pair of her socks that I have, which is really random.
And if she didn't know before, she knows now.
She knows now, and she's like, I want those back.
Thank you so much.
No worries.
We'll make those socks famous.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, no worries.